Tencent has turned Monster Hunter Outlanders into a gacha game wearing a Monster Hunter skin. But does the gacha model really mean it's unplayable? If you're still on the fence, ask yourself these 3 questions and you'll have your answer. First, can you accept paying for stats? Like most gacha games, characters in Outlanders have to be pulled. Aside from the main character, every other character is locked to their specific weapon and skill set. And just like every other gacha, the power tiers go: limited SSR, standard SSR, main character SR.
Yeah.
Even if you and a limited SSR both use the longsword, the ease of use and damage output are worlds apart. And just pulling the character isn't enough, you still need to unlock constellations and pull their signature weapon. Then if you want to stay ahead of other players, you've got to burn stamina farming materials. One team needs 4 characters built up. It's not strictly a stat check game, but if you want to chase top damage and leaderboard ranks, the wallet damage is no joke. And on the spending and progression side, this game has a few really scummy design choices. First, characters and pets share a banner. In theory it's a 90 pull pity, but there's a real chance pity gives you a pet from the standard pool. You need 300 pulls to actually pick what you want. Second, unlike traditional gacha where you can build a team around whoever you pulled, and even if power varies, most modern gachas let you clear content with anything you have. Monster Hunter is an action game with a high skill ceiling, so you can run into a really frustrating scenario. You wanted to play Greatsword, but you pulled a Lance user. You don't like Lance, or you just can't get the hang of it. Most hunters are really only proficient with 1 or 2 weapons. So in that situation, do you keep playing or quit? My gut says if launch doesn't hand out a free selector at the start, a lot of players are gonna bounce. Third, most gacha protagonists are pretty solid early on. You can free-to-play your way to constellations through the main story, and the power level holds up against plenty of rare characters. But this game makes you climb a tower to unlock the protagonist's constellations. Each floor gives 1 fragment, and 30 fragments unlock a single constellation. Later floors brutally gatekeep on combat power. If your CP isn't high enough, you can't clear within the time limit, can't get an S rank, and don't get a fragment. So even though the protagonist can use every weapon, early on they're flat out outclassed by other SSR characters. Other SSRs do offer free fragments too, but at 1 fragment a day, it's painfully slow. Next, the rewards are stingy. The 7-day login total only gives you 10 pulls. Everything else, you've got to grind out through events. AKA, manual labor. There's an open world to explore, but it's incredibly stingy. 1 pull costs 150 gems, and a chest on the map gives you 2 gems. Solving a puzzle gives you 5. It's like throwing change at a beggar. So if you can't pull the character you actually want from the beginner banner, my honest take is, re-roll or quit. The second question to ask yourself, can you accept the watered-down combat experience? A lot of people excited for Outlanders are veteran console players. Outlanders does a decent job recreating the monsters and weapon movesets, and the hit feedback and animation flow are honestly pretty good for a mobile game. You can tell Tencent put real work into it. But factoring in mobile players' habits and control limitations, Outlanders heavily simplified the controls. Most hunts are capped at just a few minutes. For modes like the tower, if your combat power is high enough, you can literally skip the fight and just collect the rewards. And I gotta say, mid-fight, when you tap a partner's assist skill and a bunch of character portraits start popping in and out, it really is one of those moments where you don't know whether to laugh or cry. Third question, can you accept the over-gachified gameplay and progression? The game has an open world, but on one hand, all the core upgrade materials require burning stamina to farm dungeons. The open world doesn't drop anything valuable, you scrape together a pitiful amount of gems and that's it. On the other hand, outside of combat and the ecosystem, the map just has formulaic, boring puzzles and chests stuffed in. Replay value is non-existent. In the original Monster Hunter, the core loop is hunting for materials to craft gear. But in Outlanders, gear barely matters. They don't even bother gating material drops. You can farm dungeons infinitely. Once a piece is unlocked, you can craft it easily. The hard to get stuff is actually the painted shadow gear, basically the gacha game style equipment sets. You assemble sets for set bonuses, level them up for base stats, and unlock random substats. Honestly, this design is super lazy. Monster Hunter has its own equipment system right there, instead of building on that, they just reskinned the standard gacha system and copy-pasted it straight in. This game really reminds me of NetEase's Destiny, Rising. Both are based on big foreign IPs, both reskin the gacha monetization and progression model, and both jammed in an open world for the sake of it. So I think these 2 games' futures are gonna look pretty similar. The Destiny Mobile CN release basically launched stripped down with zero marketing, high chance it's a one-and-done short-lived gacha. And looking at Outlanders monetization, it's giving the same cash grab and bail energy.
Yeah.
People keep saying Tencent has a Monster Hunter dream, I'm not seeing it yet. If they really wanted to do this right, just make pets gacha and call it a day. Keep the rest authentic and sell cosmetics. Is that really so hard? With this monetization and structure, I just don't see the passion. As for how seriously they're taking it, I'll still check out the public launch. If I don't pull the character I want, I'm uninstalling and walking. If I do, I'll mess around casually, but no way I'm investing heavily.